recognized by the TLPA, Gregg regularly was recognized for his caring service in Kansas City. How? Letters, calls from clients, caretakers in municipalities, the usual. But then 2 years ago, a local TV station did a piece on Gregg. Why? He was buying a lot of Thanksgiving food, and the clerk commented on him having a big family. Gregg, not being shy, told him it was not for his family. He was a cab driver and had cab clients who did not have any family with which to share the holiday. That person followed Gregg outside to see what car he got into. They called the news, told them it was a 1010 taxi. They called us. We figured out it was Gregg. He hadn't told us. Gregg was not looking for publicity. That day he cooked the meals on Thanksgiving, individually packaged them, and spent his day delivering them one by one and staying with the people and visiting with them as they ate. So while many of us were surrounded by family and loved ones, drinking beer, watching football, eating turkey, Gregg went out of his way to make sure people who might not have that luxury knew someone cared on that day. This is a big example of how he cares and how he's recognized, but we all know a person doesn't do this in a vacuum. I could tell you a lot of stories about Gregg along these lines, but in the effort to keep this short and keep this meeting moving, we'll move on. But there is one more thing. From the Kansas City Star last week, an article about Gregg, there was a quote. It said, when Gregg Katz was told he was being honored by the TLPA as Paratransit and Contracting Driver of the Year, he had to do some quick researching. His quote was, "I wasn't entirely sure what a paratransit driver was." What he discovered that was by serving mostly elderly clientele, as well as those with disabilities, he unknowingly had become a paratransit driver. I wanted to close with that because over this meeting there has been and will continue to be discussion on what is in store for paratransit. When you're looking for the next generation of paratransit driver, who to look for, who to recruit, look up the article on this year's Paratransit Driver of the Year, Gregg Katz. The blueprint is there to guide you. Congratulations, Gregg, and thanks for bringing your brand of service and positive thinking to 1010 Taxi and the TLPA.